Hello, YouTubers, and welcome to Talking Dallas Cowboys with me, your host, Johnny Ivey, huge Dallas Cowboy fan. If you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, as you know, we have a huge game coming up this weekend against the Philadelphia Eagles on Saturday. I'm going to give you some breakdown today on what we need to do to win that football game and take control of that game, and also the keys to victory. First of all, I want to run down and I want to give you a little bit of the injuries on the Dallas Cowboys football team and what we have to do to overcome that. The first one we have out is going to be Josh Brent. He's a nose tackle, did not practice all week long. It's a knee injury. Chances are not going to be in the football game. Andre Holmes, wide receiver, did not practice all week with a hamstring. Cowboys have been bitten by injuries all season long. We've lost Miles Austin a couple of times to a hamstring. DeMarcus Ware's been playing hurt. Jay Ratliff's hurt. Jenkins is hurt. Mike Jenkins, he was limited this week, playing with that hurt shoulder, that cornerback position. Here's the big one, and this is the one that's going to hurt us the most, I do believe, and just being honest, and because for the Dallas Cowboys, in my opinion, to win this football game, we have to be able to run the football. The problem is we're bringing up a running back that's only got 9 starts in his 6-year career, started out in Jacksonville. We brought Chauncey Washington up from the practice squad this week, and he's gonna be playing behind Moss this week. We're not really sure how good a shape Moss is really in at running back position. Sammy Morrison, I'm sorry. We're not really sure what shape Morrison's in. He hasn't really played all year. We saw him a couple of times last week. Wasn't really enough to really tell if he's going to be a factor or not. He's going to have to step up big this week, though, and Felix Jones did not practice all week with that hamstring injury. Questionable for the weekend. I don't expect to see Felix in the football game very much. That's a critical injury. Now, with DeMarco Murray being down for the season, it's very critical that we have Felix Jones if we are to make the playoffs. Kyle Kozer at guard. He was limited this week. Hurt foot. I do expect to see Kyle Kozer in the football game. Sean Lee, linebacker, he practiced every down this week. Good news for the Dallas Cowboys that Sean Lee's getting better. Sean Lee has really stepped up at the linebacker position, and he has really played the game well. Good tackles, nice clean tackles. He's caught some interceptions. He's caught some fumbles. He's caught some big plays. Going to need Sean Lee in the football game this weekend, guaranteed. Matt McBride, the punter, proud to say finally that foot looks to be fully healed. He was full participation all week in practice this week for the Cowboys. Looked very good all week long. Hopefully he's going to have a good game. We need some good punts in this game. We've got to be able to pin Philly deep in their own territory. We got to be able to pin them deep. McRae, safety, did not practice all week. Again, another blow to our secondary, which we don't need. We don't have the best secondary in the NFL. Now we got McRae down with an ankle. Did not practice all week. Kevin Ogletree at wide receiver. He did not practice either. Another knee. It's huge, guys. I know we have Des Bryant. I know we have Miles Austin. I know we have Jason Witten, Sam Hurd. But if one of these guys go down, we need people like Ogletree who can step up and make some plays in the football game. Jay Ratliff. This is a big one. Jay Ratliff was limited all week long due to ribs. That's a huge blow if we lose Jay Ratliff. He's one of the best on the front seven in the defense. Jay Ratliff is a force to be reckoned with, and we're going to need him against the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to need people like Jay Ratliff and DeMarcus Ware who can step up and stop McCoy. That's going to be a big key to winning this football game. We got Robinson at wide receiver. Has stepped up and done a really good job in Miles Austin's absence. Robinson's a big key to the offense, I do believe. He's much like we saw Patrick Creighton a few years ago. He was not the go-to guy, but you're going to double cover Des Bryant because he's so big and so physical. It's going to leave Miles Austin in the slants over the middle, but you also got to remember Robinson. That's a big one. He was limited this week, but I do expect to see Robinson in the football game. Here's another big one. DeMarcus Ware was limited this week due to his neck. I don't need to say anything about DeMarcus Ware. If this defense is going to perform and perform well, we got to have DeMarcus Ware. Bottom line. Okay, I think the keys to the victory for the Dallas Cowboys this week, you have to contain McCoy. You cannot let McCoy get to the outside. You have to shut those lanes down. And you have got that front seven of the defense has got to push that offensive line back, get a hold of McCoy, and they got to keep him in the backfield. Don't let him get no more than maybe 2 to 3 yards per carry. You cannot afford to give McCoy these big 25, 30-yard bursts, which we've seen the Cowboys do a lot this year. I expect to see them shut that running game down this week. We have to pressure Michael Vick. And the reason I say pressure Michael Vick, I know you hear this every week, you got to pressure the quarterback. The reason it's so important right now, I think, to pressure Michael Vick is you want to expose those ribs. Folks, I'm just coming off of broke ribs myself. Let me tell you something. They don't heal overnight. I have been healing. I broke 4 ribs back in September. It is now December. I am still very tender and very sore in those ribs. They do not heal overnight. You've got to get your hands and pressure, and you've got to hit Michael Vick. If you can do that, I think you can contain him. I think the secondary must play aggressive, and we cannot lay back on these receivers and give them 5 and 10-yard sprints. We got to play man coverage, man-to-man, and be on them at the line. Play some bump and run. See what happens. We do not have a great secondary. I know a lot of people probably believe will agree with me. I think Jerry Jones dropped the ball. Jerry Jones is a genius. Don't get me wrong. I love Jerry Jones. I think sometimes Jerry Jones puts himself in situations that he shouldn't. And what I mean by that is, I think if Jerry was to spend a little bit more time being the owner of the football team and let his coaches do the coaching, I think we'd see the Dallas Cowboys be a little bit better. Folks, I'm telling you, Jerry Jones over the offseason had an opportunity to put Ball from the Oakland Raiders in that backfield with Terrence Newman, and he didn't do it. So now we're stuck with guys like Jenkins, guys like that, who is okay, but you got Terrence Newman and Ball in the same backfield, man, you're great. That would have been the best secondary in the NFL. I really believe that. We can't have turnovers this week. I know over the last 4 games, Tony Romo has played fantastic football. I know scores have been close, and I know that it's come down to winning field goals and icing on kickers and on stuff like that. Guys, it's the NFL. These guys are professionals. You can blame the coaches. You can blame whoever you want. But one key to winning this football game is going to be not to turn the football over. The Dallas Cowboys must be able to run the football. That's going to be a little bit iffy. We got Felix Jones, who is hurt. DeMarcus Murray, who's out for the season. So we had to bring up Chauncey Washington from the practice squad. Not too sure about him. We'll have to see what happens. I don't know what good a shape Sammy Morrison's in, if he can be the big factor that we would have seen from a Felix Jones or a DeMarco Murray. My opinion, this is where we could have used Marion Barber, guys. Marion Barber would have been a good back here, but hindsight's 20/20 and he's gone. But we got to be able to run the football. That's just the way it is. Dez Bryant has to have a big game. What I mean by that is we need Dez Bryant to at least have, and I'm telling you, to win this football game Saturday against the Philadelphia Eagles, Dez Bryant is going to have to at least catch the ball, hopefully, 4 to 5 times. He's got to have a lot of touches, guys. Dez Bryant's a big physical receiver. I think for us to win this game, we have to expose the run, we have to be able to run the ball, and Dez Bryant's got to have a huge football game. Tony Romo has to make good decisions with the football. Now, he's done that over the last 4 weeks, and we've seen it. Tony Romo's played lights out, in my opinion. Pro Bowl quarterback over the last 4 games, absolutely. We need him to make good decisions. Don't hurry himself. Don't rush himself. That's where we see Tony get in trouble. When Tony tries to overthrow, or he tries to do too much and put that football in a window that's just not quite big enough. That's where you see Tony get in trouble. But I will give him credit. Tony's always out there trying to make something happen. We have to have good clock management, guys. We have to control the time of possession this week, and that's important. The less that McCoy and Michael Vick is a football field, and Deshaun Jackson, the better off it's going to benefit us. We need to have long drives. That's why it's so important to be able to establish the run in this football game. I really think that's a big deal. We got to make Michael Vick throw the football. You cannot let Michael Vick sit there and run the ball. Michael Vick's a hell of a runner. Michael Vick is not the best passer in the NFL. We got to make him throw the football. You put pressure on Vick, you expose those injured ribs a little bit. You hit him a few times. You're going to make him rush to throw the football. Sets up good opportunities for picks. I believe, and this is my belief, guys, and you may agree or disagree. I'm a big Dallas Cowboy fan. We know how close this NFC East race is. You got the New York Giants, who, if they lose this week and the Cowboys win, Cowboys are in. Doesn't matter what happens when they play next week. If the Cowboys lose and the Giants lose, Philadelphia's right there. Philadelphia could take the division and go in the playoffs. I really believe, in my opinion, the winner of this football game is going to win the NFC East division and go in the playoffs. It's either going to be the Philadelphia Eagles or the Dallas Cowboys, because I believe the Giants, I do not believe the Giants are the team to go to the playoffs this year. Now, Dallas Cowboys, you can say what you want. You can say they've played bad, they haven't played well. I think the Cowboys have played very good. The problem we've seen with the Dallas Cowboys is they have not finished football games. I did the math today. They have played 14 football games, guys. Dallas Cowboys right now should be 13-1. There's only one football game that the Dallas Cowboys, in my opinion, lost, and it's against the team they're playing this coming Saturday. They just absolutely got outcoached and outplayed and outmanned. The Philadelphia Eagles were more aggressive than the Cowboys in that first meeting. Cowboys might as well have stayed in Dallas and not even showed up. That was a ridiculous performance. They got beat bad. Okay? But I think this is the Dallas Cowboys week, and I think this is the Dallas Cowboys can control their destiny with a win this week. We can beat the New York Giants. We've showed it. We had the New England Patriots beat. We had the New York Jets beat. We definitely had the Detroit Lions beat. Guys, I can go on and on and on about the games that we should have won and we didn't win, and it's not going to make any difference in the record books. But here's the deal. Dallas Cowboys, in my opinion, have one of the top defenses in the NFL. I know we have a top defensive coach. You can say what you want to say about Rob Ryan. But guys, Rob Ryan is a very good coach. He's very physical. You can say what you want to say about Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett has a lot of emotion. Jason Garrett believes in this football team and believes in this organization and believes in Jerry Jones. He believes this football team can win. And I think Jason Garrett does the best he can, and Rob Ryan every week, of having that team prepared to go on the field and win football games. I've been a coach myself, not in the NFL, but I have coached Little League ball and stuff like that. I can honestly tell you, coaches can play the football, can coach the football game. They cannot play the football game for their players. You know, Rob Ryan can, and I like what Keith Brookins said last week. Rob Ryan can draw up a scheme any way he wants to draw it. The bottom line for the Dallas Cowboys to win football games in this league is you got to beat that man that's across in front of you. I think this is the Cowboys' week. My prediction for a score, I believe the score will be 21-10, Dallas Cowboys. Go Cowboys. We'll see you Monday after the game. This weekend, we'll be back with more Cowboy talk on Monday, win or lose. We'll go over the stats and the game highlights this coming Monday. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy.